Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J-Dog. Before we get started with the video, if you could please hit that little thumbs up for me. Get in the comment section after the video. Talk your trash to me. Agree with me. I want to interact with y'all some more. If you ain't already subscribed, hit that bell. Go up and hit all. I appreciate everybody that's already subscribed. If you ain't, please do that for me. Don't cost you nothing. It helps me out a lot. So I appreciate y'all for doing all those for me. We're going to go over Bill Belichick in North Carolina. Got that BTA last night. I mean, they got that belt to ass, y'all. TCU spanked them. Spanked them. North Carolina jumped out to a little early lead. And then TCU never looked back after that. We got the AP in the coaches poll. There's some daggone absolute atrocities in the coaches poll and the AP poll, especially the AP poll. We're going to go over some of Saturday's games. It's actually a sneaky good slate. If you're a casual fan, you won't think it is. But if you're an avid football fan, you'll see that it's really kind of a sneaky good slate. There's not very many ranked-on-ranked matchups. Actually, there's only one. But there's still some really good games Saturday, so we're going to go over all those. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Enough rambling on. Let's get into it, y'all. First things first, we're going to go over the ass whooping that North Carolina took last night, y'all. It was bad. 48-14, y'all. TCU did what they wanted, when they wanted, and there wasn't a damn thing North Carolina could do about it. I mean, that's all there is to it. North Carolina got an interception in the red zone in the second quarter. Besides that, TCU's offense really did whatever they wanted to, however they wanted to, whenever they wanted to. And TCU does not have a very good defense, y'all. Or at least they haven't in the past. Maybe it's better this year. But North Carolina couldn't do nothing. I mean, they went straight down the field first drive, y'all. I mean, look, we'll cover this real quick before I move it down and keep talking about it. It's 7-7. North Carolina's first drive. Like 12, 13 plays, 80 yards, something like that. Touchdown. Then they scored in the third quarter, but besides that, TCU just absolutely destroyed them. I mean, TCU 7, 13, 21, 7. I mean, it was absolutely a beatdown, y'all. So North Carolina scored first drive, went straight down the field. And, of course, you got people like Skip Bayless who loves to have hot takes. After the first drive, he's on there tweeting, North Carolina's going to play off for any offense. Why do people do that when the game is literally still going on? Why do they do that? Especially first drive of the game. But that's what Skip Bayless made a living off of, is saying the most egregious crap you can say to get clicks. And it's worked for him. You'll never get that here. I'm not going to say, I'm going to tell you what I think. You might think it's egregious, but I'm not just going to spout off random shit to get people to click on my videos. Not going to happen. This is my opinion. This is a show with my opinions. And I try to have them well thought out and logic-based. I'm not just going to spew crap to get y'all to click on the video and be like, oh, girl, can you believe he said that? No. You might still say that every now and then. But I'm going to spew what I think, and it's most of the time it's going to be logic-based. I might get a little wild with my Tennessee takes sometimes. That's because I care so much. I'm orange-blooded. Ball for life. I might see through orange-colored glasses every now and then. But besides that, I'm going to try my best to be logical and not just say random crap to get y'all to talk. So, Bill Belichick, I said from the get-go, I didn't think he would be a good college coach. And it's week one, his first year there. He can still turn it around. They got quite a bit of talent, supposedly, out of the portal and everything else. I just don't think Belichick is cut out to be a college coach. He don't have the personality. You got to be able to relate to these kids some. And the only thing he can relate to these kids with is he has a 24-year-old girlfriend. And that's it. Besides that, he has nothing that he could possibly have in common with these kids. He's just stale, old, grumpy. Kind of sounds like me, but I at least got a little personality. Shit. It was a disaster, y'all. I think it's going to be a disaster all the way through. I think the only reason he took that job was try to get his son the job after he's done. But I don't know if he's going to last long enough for that to happen. I told y'all yesterday when I went over it, I didn't necessarily know much about North Carolina. I picked TCU. I picked them to cover. And damn if they didn't cover. It's 3.5, and they won by 35, 34 points, whatever. So they definitely covered. Like I said, it was about to ask y'all. If you're a North Carolina fan, Bill Belichick fan, I'm sorry for you this morning. If you're TCU, I wouldn't get too high about that just because, honestly, I kind of expected something like that. Maybe not quite that bad, but, I'll throw this out there real quick before we get into the coaches poll and the AP poll. I'm on TikTok now. I'm putting clips on there, so if y'all want to check them out, it's College Ball with J-Dog, just like it is on here. If y'all want to check out my clips on TikTok, I appreciate it. Follow me on there, whatever. Also, still got the Facebook page. If y'all want to join it, it's College Ball J-Dog. You just click the button, and you ain't got to answer no questions or not like you do on some pages. It's literally just click on, you're in. First, we're going to go over the AP poll because it's the most egregious one. The media, you know how the media is. They're going to overreact, y'all. They're going to overreact. Look at number 14. So you mean tell me Florida State goes from unranked, not receiving damn votes or nothing, to beat number 8 Alabama when they jump all the way to 14. Number 14. Florida State's ranked 14. If you wanted to put them in 23, 25 range, I'd have no problem with that. But you move them all the way to 14 after beating an Alabama team that, if you go watch, you can find it anywhere. Them boys are out there jogging and stuff. They put out no effort. They do not respect their coach at all. If Nick Saban was there, you would have never seen a player jogging. You know why? Because if he saw a player jogging on the field, their ass would have never played another down at Alabama. Anyway, let's go over it. We're going to go from bottom to top, y'all. Utah, 25. I have no problem with that. They beat the hell out of Nico and UCLA. Their quarterback looked really good. Texas Tech, 24. I have no problem with that. Indiana, 23. I personally think Indiana should have probably fell out. They did not have a very good game until they done something against a better competition. Alabama at 21. I think the way they got beat by Florida State, they shouldn't be ranked today. And Alabama fans will agree with you on that. Excuse my Red Bull drinking, y'all. It's been a long day. 20 Ole Miss, no problem with that. A&M 19. Honestly think A&M should have fell a little bit. They didn't really impress against UTSA. I think they beat them by 18. Oklahoma, no problem with that. I mean, they handled business against the scrub. We'll see what they're made of this week against Michigan. 17, SMU. A lot of these I don't have no problem with because these guys didn't play nobody, but they handled business. Michigan 15. They probably should have dropped a spot or two after the New Mexico game. They only won by 17. Florida State at freaking 14, I said, is absolutely egregious. It's the most egregious thing I've ever seen in my life in a ranking. just because you beat number 8 like a daggone drum, you've clearly seen Alabama was overrated, at least for week 1. Does not mean you should jump up 40 damn spots, because I guarantee Florida State wasn't ranked in the top 40 on the polls. Florida at 13. I still got to see it to believe it, but they handled business against their scrub team they played. Arizona State at 12. Arizona State did not look that good either. Can't remember who they played, but I know it was a lot closer than it should have been. Illinois at 11. I'm not as high on Illinois, but they handled business. I'm not going to have a problem with that. South Carolina at 10. I'm not going to argue with that. Really, I think Notre Dame and Clemson. Notre Dame and Clemson should have fell out of the top 10, especially Clemson. Clemson showed no signs of life on offense whatsoever. 10 points against the LSU defense has been bad for years. Is LSU's defense improved this year? Probably. But we won't know how improved they are until they play some more games. Some people's talking about LSU has a top 5 defense already. And I'm like, they beat Clemson, who's not been an offensive juggernaut in years. Anyway, Texas 7, don't have a problem with that. They fell from 1 to 7. Oregon 6, they didn't play nobody. Miami at 5. Honestly, with the win over Notre Dame, I could have seen them moving up to even 4 since Georgia played Marshall. I don't have a problem with any of the top 5 at all. I think Miami still, I'm not quite sold on Miami just because I'm not sold on Notre Dame. We'll know more about Georgia in a couple weeks. We'll know more about Tennessee in a couple weeks. I think Tennessee should definitely be in the anywhere from 18 to 15 range after the way we handled Syracuse. They only moved us up 2 spots, kept us behind Bama, which the AP loves to do. They love it. I'm still not sold on Penn State, but everybody is, so I have no problem with them being at 2. Why does the AP love to keep us below Bama? Last year, Alabama and South Carolina played. Alabama beat South Carolina by 2 points. We played Florida. Beat Florida in overtime by 3. We fell 3 spots in the AP poll, and Bama didn't fall at all. And that was before South Carolina went on their big run, too. And that's before Florida went on their run. So both of them were middle-of-the-pack teams at the time. But we fell 3 spots after winning in overtime. South Carolina wins by 2 and stays at, I wanted to say it's like 6 or 7. And we fell to like 12th from 9. The AP loves Alabama, y'all, which we all know that. I don't know why I'm even ranting about it. And like I said, sometimes when it comes to my balls, I might not have the most logical take. But I think it's absolute garbage that Alabama's still ranked ahead of Tennessee in the AP poll. We looked damn good against Syracuse. Alabama looked like garbage, but yet they made sure they just kept them right above us, which is no surprise. The coaches poll. At least the coaches poll gives the balls a little more respect than the AP poll does. I go by the coaches poll. The coaches know more about football, way more about football than the damn media does. So I always look at the coaches poll. Obviously, ESPN and them, they use the AP poll because they're the media. So the coaches poll has BYU at 25. No problem there. They got Oklahoma at 24. The coaches didn't have Oklahoma ranked last week or in their preseason polls. They had to get Oklahoma in there for the matchup with Michigan. I don't blame them. It's the only top 25 matchup this weekend. Texas Tech at 23. No complaints. A&M at 22. They fell a spot. They should have really probably fell a spot as they didn't look that great. I still think Texas A&M has a chance to be a pretty good team this year. Indiana fell 2 spots. They should have fell further. I think they should be probably about 24, 25. They did not impress at all. Alabama fell all the way to 20th. So they fell 12 spots. Florida State at 19. I still think that's a little high for Florida State. It's not as egregious as 14 in the AP poll. I think Florida State should be probably like 23, 24, y'all. I mean, you beat Alabama. That's a good win, but you shouldn't jump that high whenever everybody's talking down on Bama now. So if you beat the number 8 team and it was close and you looked like freaking just it's a hell of a game, then yes. But all anybody's talking about right now is how overrated Alabama was. So if you beat a way overrated team, why should you jump so high in the poll? That's just my opinion. If you're a Florida State fan, I'm happy for you. But if you're an Alabama fan, do you think Alabama's that overrated? Or do you think Florida State's that good? Give me your honest opinion if you're an Alabama or Florida State fan. Do you feel like your team's really that good if you're Florida State? And if you're Alabama, do you feel like you was just that overrated heading into this season? You got Iowa State at 18. Iowa State, that was my pick, my lock of the week on the betting. There's only like 15, 16 and a half point favorites against South Dakota. And I mean, they whooped that ass for them. It was like 40-some point win. So y'all look for my best bet this week. I've not decided on that yet. We got Tennessee at 17. We moved up one spot. I think we should be top 15 after the way we looked against Syracuse. But like I said, it's all going to work itself out because not this weekend, but next weekend. Georgia comes to Neyland Stadium. It'll be one of the best games of the weekend, obviously. So we'll see what happens then. SMU is 16. SMU has a sneaky game this weekend, y'all. I don't have a problem with them being there. Florida at 15. I'm still just not sold on why Florida's ranked so high. I could see them being a top 25 team. The top 15, I'm just not sold on. Ole Miss at 14. Ole Miss looked pretty good Saturday. I've seen them look better, seen them look worse. Not going to complain about that. Michigan. I think Michigan honestly should have fell a couple spots and not rose. But you got the top 25 matchup this week, so they want that to look better. Michigan's at 13. Illinois at 12. No movement there. South Carolina at 11. I'm not sure why they moved up so much after beating Virginia Tech like they did, but South Carolina's a pretty legitimate team. I just think their schedule's too rough. Arizona State at 10. I've not been a believer in Arizona State at all. If you've watched this channel, I think they're one of the most overrated teams in the country this year. Without Cam Scatterboo, I said the same thing about Boise without Genty, and look what happened to them. Notre Dame 9, Clemson 8. That's the same. I think Miami got stiffed a little bit in this one. I think they should be top 5. I'm not that high on Notre Dame, but all them were, so I feel like Miami should get rewarded for that win. Texas is 6. No problem with that. Oregon 5. I think Oregon and Miami should be flipped. Oregon had an easy game. Miami had a hard one. I think Oregon should have been behind Texas and Miami. So Miami should be 5. Oregon at 7. LSU at 4. No problem with that. I'm still not sold on Clemson, but I picked Clemson to win. So congratulations on finally getting you a season opening win, LSU. Georgia at 3. I think Georgia should be a little lower till they play some better competition like us. And then Penn State, Ohio State. Not much of a problem with that poll either. My biggest problem was the AP having Florida State at 14. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Do you think Florida State should be that high? Tell me in the comment section. Do you think Florida State should have moved up that high? Because I sure as heck don't. But my opinion don't matter. I'm just a talking head. So y'all give me your take on both them polls. Tell me which teams you think are too high, too low. I want to interact with y'all more, so y'all get in the comment section, talk about it with me. One more thing I want to go over, y'all. This is these games this weekend. This is a sneaky good slate, y'all. If you're a casual fan, you're not going to think it is because a casual fan looks for ranked matchups and they say, Okay, then that's a good weekend. If there's a few good ranked matchups, that's a good weekend. If there ain't, then it's not a good weekend. I think this weekend's a sneaky good weekend, y'all. I really do. There's some good games that should be really competitive. First one I want to talk about, these are mostly in time order too, so Duke and Illinois, y'all. This game out here is going to be a good game. I'm not very high on Illinois like everybody else. Could this one be one of my upset specials? You got to tune in Thursday and see. Thursday will be the prediction show this week because there's nearly no football games besides NFL until Friday. The Friday night slate's nothing this week, so it's not like week one was where you had Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I will predict all these games on Thursday, y'all. This game right here at Duke, too, this could be a hell of a game. Darian Mensah against Illinois. And why is their quarterback's name slipping my mind right now? Probably because I'm so damn tired. Why can I not think of his name? Anyway, Luke Altmaier. Mensah against Altmaier, y'all. That's going to be a hell of a game right there. I'm not giving y'all no picks yet. I'm just previewing these games for y'all and letting you know how good of a slate we really got Saturday compared to what the media will tell you because there's not a bunch of ranked matchups. If you're a good fan, though, these games will interest you. Right here, we got Iowa State, Iowa. This game's always close. Always. Can Iowa score enough points to win? Nobody knows. Iowa's got the defense every year. They just don't ever have the offense. That's going to be a good game. 65-35. For some reason, Iowa seems to do pretty good in that game, even with Iowa State always being the higher-ranked team most of the time. Or vice versa. It seems like whichever team's ranked higher, the other one always wins. I think that'll be a good game. I think this game could be a sneaky good game. Last year, Kentucky pulled the upset. This year, it's at Kentucky. For some reason, Kentucky plays Ole Miss tough. Spread's 10.5. I think it could end up being closer than that. It's 84% chance Ole Miss wins to the FPI. But I'm pretty sure it was the same last year when they played. So look out for that game. That could be a sneaky game, y'all. For some reason, Stoops just plays them good. I don't know why, but he does. This one out here, Baylor SMU. Can Baylor bounce back after letting Jackson Arnold run all over them? That's the difference in that game. Jackson Arnold literally ran all over Baylor. SMU has Jennings. Jennings can run the ball. I think this will be a really good game. Because I'm not making picks here, y'all. We're just previewing the games. Tomorrow we'll probably talk mostly Tennessee. Like I said, Wednesdays are the Tennessee episode through the week. Thursday we'll make our picks. I don't think this game will really be close. I just thought it was interesting. Oklahoma State has fell off the map, y'all, the last couple of years. For some reason, though, when they're being doubted is usually when Oklahoma State has a pretty good year. If they're going to they struggled against Tennessee Martin bad, y'all. But if this one was in Stillwater, I'd say it might turn into an interesting game, but it's in Oregon, so I don't think that one will really be a good game, but it's one that could possibly turn into one. You just never know on Saturday, y'all. This one right here, this game right here, I think is going to be an absolute banger of a game, y'all. Kansas and Missouri. Neither team's ranked, but I think Kansas has a really good football team. When Jalen Daniels is healthy, they're tough to beat, y'all. The FPI has 64% Missouri, 36% Kansas. I think this one's going to be a hell of a game. I think Kansas could possibly pull the upset, too. Just saying. If Y'all let me know in the comments. Do y'all think this weekend could be as good as I think could be, or do y'all think it's a boring slate like the media is talking about? It ain't got to be just ranked on ranked matchups for it to be a good weekend, y'all. You can still have good weekends. If you're an avid college football fan, a fanatic like me, this game right here, that USF just beat the freaking brakes off of Boise. Can they give Florida a game Saturday? Probably not. But you never know. Their quarterback's tough. They run that Tennessee-style offense. You just never know. So I'm interested in that game. I think that game could be a pretty good game. If Florida beats the shit out of them, then Florida could be legit. I'm still not sold on them, but it's at Florida. USF just put up a really good game against Boise. I think Florida will handle them, but you never know. The USF coming there scrapping, y'all. This game right here, Mississippi State and Arizona State. Mississippi State, if not they're one of, if not the worst team in the SEC this year. To hear the media tell it, and still look at this. 46% chance to win this game from the FPI. It's at Mississippi State. Crazy things can happen in Starkville, y'all. One of these upsets are going to happen. I'm not making my pick yet. But one of these games I'm telling y'all about, one of the upsets are going to happen. And this is one I could definitely see happening. Because like I said, I'm not sold on Arizona State. After they lost Scatterboo, I know everybody's high on their quarterback. I think he's pretty good, but I'm not sold on him. This could be a sneaky, sneaky game out there, y'all. Very sneaky good game right there. I'm not going to do that one yet. Everybody knows about it. We'll cover it last. This game right here. Virginia Tech and Vandy. Pavia's been running that mouth all offseason. If they're going to be a contender, like he says, they got to win this game. It's at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech just gave South Carolina a damn good game Sunday, y'all. Virginia Tech's favored by 1.5. Their PI's giving them a 63% chance to win. I can see this game going either way. I'll make my pick on Thursday, but I think that's going to be a very good game, y'all. I really do. I think that's going to be a hell of a game. Y'all see what I'm saying by saying that this weekend is actually a pretty damn good weekend? The media is acting like it's not. They're acting like Michigan, Oklahoma is the only good game that's going on this weekend, y'all. There's a bunch of good games this weekend. Just because it ain't ranked versus ranked or whatever don't mean there's not good games this weekend. Y'all, for real, get in the comment section. Tell me, do you think this weekend's as good as I think it is, or do you think it's a snooze fest? Right here, UCLA and UNLV, y'all. I thought Nico was going to make this huge difference for UCLA. That's all we heard all offseason. They're 2.5-point favorites against UNLV, who struggled to beat Illinois State. They did handle Sam Houston last weekend by 17 points. The spread was 10.5. I moved it to freaking 14.5. Still lost on it. So they improved from week 1 to week 2. Calandry is the guy. Orgy's not. Now Orgy can still come in and run the ball. That's a possible upset right there too, y'all. If they lose, if UCLA loses to UNLV, y'all, Deshaun Foster won't have a job after this year. And it's very possible that they do. And Tennessee plays ETSU, by the way. I love ETSU. I hate we're going to have to put ass whooping on them, but it's a good payday for them. Help their program. So I'm glad they're getting to come up here and take a beat down and make some money. This is the headliner of the night, y'all. Oklahoma versus Michigan. Michigan on the road with their freshman phenom quarterback. I wasn't as impressed with them as everybody else was Saturday. The kid's got talent, but it's going to take them a while to develop, y'all. I think Oklahoma wins this game. Possibly. This could be a good game. I think it could possibly end up being a 2-3 score game. You have to tune in Thursday for my pick on it. I kind of just gave it away, getting riled up there, but I think we got a hell of a slate Saturday, y'all. You all tell me if you think it's as good as I do. I think there's a lot of potential for some chaos in those games that would flip a bunch of teams' seasons upside down, because I can see quite a few upsets there. I think we got a damn good slate this weekend. It's not going to be hyped up like some of these other Saturdays are going to be, but I think it's a really good Saturday. I'll be up. I'll be watching the first game day without Corso. Sad as hell. Corso went 6-0, y'all. His last show. Went undefeated. He even picked Florida State over Bama. I think he just picked them because he went to Florida State, but they ended up being right. Took Ohio State over Texas. Everybody's saying Texas is going to blow Ohio State out. I told y'all that wasn't going to happen. I thought Texas would win. I knew it damn sure wasn't going to be no blowout. So, y'all lock in. Tomorrow might be the All-Tennessee episode. Might throw some more in there, just according to what kind of news comes out. Y'all let me know what you think about the AP and coaches poll. I think there's some egregious things in there. Most of it's pretty close to what I'd rank it. Y'all let me know if y'all'd like for me to do a top 25 ranking. I'd probably just do like a top 15, top 20. I wouldn't do 25, but y'all let me know if y'all want me to do a ranking like that. I'll do a ranking for you. I appreciate y'all tuning in. If you haven't already done it, please hit that thumbs up for me. Please get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the polls, what you think about this weekend's slate, what you think about Bill Belichick getting his ass whooped, whatever you want to talk about in there. I will always comment. I will always comment back. Hit that bell for me. Go up and hit off. If you're not already subscribed, I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks for tuning in. God bless you. And as always, go Vols.